Hi, I'm Tracy Payton Watson, and I have a special guest with me today, my daughter Taylor. And I'm a psychotherapist in Dallas, and she is a first grade teacher in Mansfield. And we're out here at the ranch because we're social distancing, and we're doing a lot of things virtually. And I wanted to get your feedback as what's going on with how you're teaching in a virtual world.
Right, so I think kind of in everyone's world right now, within the flick of a switch, everyone's world kind of got turned upside down, and their ideas of what is normal or their expectations, I know you love that word, of what they had set for the next week, month, day, year, have totally changed. And so that totally applies to the world of teaching. We all have the typical idea in our head about what a classroom does look like or should look like, and within the past day we were asked to just totally flip around what that looks like for safety reasons and go totally virtual, which is very interesting with 6 and 7-year-olds. And so that has been a total learning process, but something that I think is very beneficial because we always kind of saw it, in the future. It's not, yeah, we talk of it, maybe one day it'll go to virtual education where, teachers are just in front of a screen, but then all of a sudden it happened real quick and we had to kind of sink or swim moment. And I think it's something that, believe it or not, society might kind of be ready for.
I hope not. I hope not.
I know, and it's been.
Don't you get energy from the kids?
And that's been kind of something that I've been having to find a balance for is, with me, bubbly, energetic, total extrovert personality with 22 6-year-olds, it's easy to be jumping up and down all the time and in their face and, doing all these dances and songs and moves. But then when you're in front of a screen, it gets super awkward when you're singing to yourself and dancing in your living room, maybe in the shower, but not on a YouTube video or something. But yes, the energy has totally been very different. So that's been a learning process. But that's something that I think we just have to adapt to because given the times and the circumstances, right? And I'm not saying that has to be for, eternity, but it's something that I think people are starting to be more open to.
Mm-hmm. But we're forced to do it.
But with that, you have to kind of accommodate for your ideas of what it used to be to, okay, how can I maybe take what I used to do and transform it and be creative into this new outlet? So you don't have to outlet the old, but you're kind of forced to do something with the new, but you still like your old ways because that's safe and that's consistent. And we all like that safety and security. But it's been super, super cool to just see where the kids have even taken me, and not even on my own, but just what they know and what they can do without me.
That's interesting you say that because, change brings anxiety, but, anxiety, it pushes us to do something different.
Right.
It pushes us to move. I know for me doing virtual psychotherapy sessions, it's been a little bit different because I don't get the energy from the client, and I can read their faces, but I can't read them as well without that energy. And I'm sure for you too, because
absolutely.
You don't know when to reteach. Because you can't look at the face and see someone.
Are you comprehending this? Are you not? That's something that you just gotta accommodate for and hope that communication, hope that relationship is strong enough to where they will be comfortable telling you about it.
Yeah, and hopefully the parents will be in communication. So I thought we'd share some tips to the viewers out there that are trying to work at home and they've got the kids at home, and there needs to be a time where mom and dad need to work and kids can do something independently. And I remember when you and Thomas were little, when I had a project to do, I would set out your toys in different areas of multiple sets of toys in all different areas of the house, and it was like centers.
Right.
And we set a timer. And what do you suggest on the timer aspect of it?
So talking about the time aspect, I think that is very important because in the world of education, we have this saying where if the bum is numb, the brain goes dumb. So a kid's attention span only lasts about their age level. So if they're 6 years old, that timer should be set to 6 minutes because that's all their attention span can hold. Not to say they're only at that one station for 6 minutes. You just go rotate. Now you can do 2 rounds of rotation if you need the whole day or whatever.
Yeah. You don't need a whole day to keep them occupied.
No, not to keep them occupied, but 6, 6, 6, 6, but then go over and do it again.
Yeah.
And another thing that I would suggest and that I really liked that we did as a kid and that I've put into my life and my world of teaching is having those new toys and those toys that they know how to do on their own, so that sense of independency, and then maybe some old toys that they kind of view as boring, but they're maybe forced to do these centers, and so, okay, well, we haven't played with this in a while, let's bring it back out. And then the third thing I would say is kind of that sense of the unknown. So the sense of the known is what they know how to play with and they know how to do on their own, the sense of independence. But then the sense of the unknown would be having it around the room or around the house, sorry. So, Play-Doh in the kitchen, blocks in the bathtub, maybe reading a book or listening to a book in the closet, and having those...
When somebody's on a conference call.
Exactly. And having those, random strange places where a kid has never played with or has never thought is a place to play was something that was very fun for me and something that my students enjoy too. So having that sense of structure and sense of consistency with the timer and with the toys that they know how to do, but then also having the surprise aspect of inconsistency with, oh, where's this center going to be for the day? Oh, it was in the kitchen yesterday. Maybe today it'll be in my parents' bedroom or something like that. It's just something kind of fun because having that balance of being consistent, but then also a sense of surprise will keep them independent and occupied. Yeah. Because especially in these times where everything is so unknown, having that sense of independence and sense of consistency, I think, is very important for kids and honestly people at any age.
Absolutely. Another thing I think is good to consider is, the family taking a break, and every hour, every 2 hours, take a break, sit on the couch with the kiddos, cuddle and read a book to them. And that's also a good time to kind of check in on their feelings and validate what they're feeling, which is uncertainty and maybe a little scaredness, and just validate what they're feeling. Another thing to schedule in, I think, is imperative is quiet time, where everybody goes to separate areas and for alone time, and everybody can decompress for a little bit, take a nap. But if you don't sleep, that's okay. So that, I think that would be...
I agree. And going back to kind of the social emotional learning of kids, something that I use in my own classroom, because a kid, might not know what anxious means or nervous. They just have, the butterflies in their tummy, or they know that they're excited and they're super hyper that day. So what thing I use in my classroom is kind of a how's the weather, and that's not necessarily what the weather is outside, but if you're feeling cloudy, then you might be feeling a little sad. If you're feeling sunny, then you're super happy. And one thing that one of my kids actually made up was rainbow, which is over the top excited, not just happy, not just sunny, but I am enthusiastic, ecstatic, exactly.
And teaching those words.
And sometimes it's okay to have a thunderstorm day. And I even tell my kids that, Miss Watson, I woke up late, I ran into traffic, so I am really thunderstormy this morning, but that's okay because that doesn't mean that I can't turn my thunderstorm into a rainbow.
Yeah, and link it to a vocabulary word that is an emotional vocabulary word to teach. Just like we teach, this is a chair, this is angry. They need to be taught what emotions are with the words. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Well, good luck in your virtual world.
Bye.
Bye.